Assalamu alaikum class. Today I am going to revise each and everything what we have completed in this week. Exercise 9B intermediate level question number 7. A piece of metal is heated to 428 degrees Celsius before it is left to cool. The temperature of the metal falls at a rate of 23 degrees Celsius per minute for the first 3 minutes, at a rate of 15 degrees Celsius per minute for the next 15 minutes, and then at a rate of 8 degrees Celsius per minute until it reaches room temperature of 25 degrees Celsius. Find the temperature of metal after 9 minutes and the total time needed for the metal to reach at room temperature of 25 degrees Celsius from 428 degrees Celsius. First of all, let's suppose you boiled milk. Once it fully boiled, the maximum temperature is 428 degrees Celsius. Now you have to cool it down before refrigerate. So let's suppose its temperature will fall at 23 degrees Celsius for the first 3 minutes. Then after 3 minutes, the temperature will fall at 15 degrees Celsius. And then the temperature will fall at 8 degrees Celsius till it reaches to the room temperature of 25 degrees Celsius. First of all, we have to find the temperature of metal after 9 minutes. So for that purpose, we have to find the temperature at 9 minutes. We know that the total temperature is 428 degrees Celsius. Temperature at 9 minutes will be calculated as we all know that the temperature will fall for 23 degrees Celsius per minute for the first 3 minutes. It means that 3 minutes is this, and then at a rate of 15 degrees Celsius per minute for the next 15 minutes. What we need, we want to know the temperature after 9 minutes. 3 minutes is this, and then the next 6 minutes will be taken from this 15 minutes. What we do, temperature at 9 minutes is equals to 3 multiply 23 degrees Celsius, because the temperature will fall at the rate of 23 degrees Celsius for the first 3 minutes, and then for the next 15 minutes it will fall at a speed of 15 degrees Celsius per minute. So total 9 minutes required. So first 3 and remaining 6 minutes is 15 degrees Celsius. Now 3 multiply 23 degrees Celsius will be 69 degrees Celsius, and 15 multiply 6 will become 90 degrees Celsius. So temperature at 9 minutes will be 159 degrees Celsius. What we have to find? We have to find the temperature of metal after the 9 minutes. What we do? We have to subtract this 9 minutes temperature from the total temperature. Let's see, 428 degrees Celsius minus 159 degrees Celsius, it will become 269 degrees Celsius. This will be the temperature after 9 minutes. What we did, we have to find the temperature of metal after 9 minutes. So for that purpose, we have to calculate the temperature for the first 9 minutes. And how we calculate it? We simply calculated it with the given data which is already given, that the temperature will fall for the first 3 minutes at a rate of 23 degrees Celsius, and then at a rate of 15 degrees Celsius per minute for the next 15 minutes. We only need 9 minutes. That's why we took the 3 minutes first and then 6 minutes from this 15 minutes. And the temperature after 9 minutes will be 269 degrees Celsius. Now the next part is the total time needed for the metal to reach at room temperature of 25 degrees Celsius from 428 degrees Celsius. What does this statement mean? This statement means that you have to know what time is it when it reaches to the room temperature of 25 degrees Celsius. So we have to find the time for the metal to reach at the room temperature of 25 degrees Celsius. First of all, we know that temperature at 18 minutes will be equals to, as you know that he has already given as 3 minutes and 15 minutes, that the temperature will fall at a speed of 23 degrees Celsius per minute for the first 3 minutes. So it means that the temperature will fall for the first 3 minutes at the rate of 23 degrees Celsius, and then 15 into 15 degrees Celsius means that the temperature will fall from at the rate of 15 degrees Celsius from the next 15 minutes. So temperature at 18 minutes will be 294 degrees Celsius. Now what will be the temperature after 18 minutes? The total temperature is 428, and we simply subtract this 18 minutes temperature from this 428 degrees Celsius. It will become 134 degrees Celsius. Now we know that the maximum temperature we have calculated is left as 134 degrees Celsius, and the room temperature is 25 degrees Celsius. Now amount of temperature needed to come to room temperature, how much amount we need to come to the room temperature, that is 134 degrees Celsius minus 25 degrees Celsius. It will become 109 degrees Celsius. The time needed for the metal to reach at the room temperature, as in this question he has already given us the statement that at a and then at a rate of 8 degrees Celsius per minute until it reaches room temperature of 25 degrees Celsius. He said that the temperature will fall at a rate of 8 degrees Celsius per minute until it reaches to room temperature of 25 degrees Celsius. So what we do, the maximum temperature required for the metal to reach at a room temperature is 109 degrees Celsius divided by the temperature at which it is falling down till 25 degrees Celsius is 8 degrees Celsius. What we did, 109 divided by 8, 818, it will become 2. In the remainder, 2 and 9 left, 8 3 24, it will become 9 minus 4 5, and then we put the point and the 0, 8 6 48, the remainder is 2, and it will so on going on. So we took only 13.6 minutes. Now what is the total time needed for the metal to reach at a room temperature? As we have already calculated these 18 minutes, it means 18 minutes plus 13.6 minutes will be the total temperature of the metal to reach at a room temperature. It will need 31.6 minutes to reach at a room temperature of 25 degrees Celsius. Now, question number 8. A cook uses 15 2-liter bottles of cooking oil in 4 weeks. If he decides to buy 5-liter tins of cooking oil instead, how many tins of cooking oil will be used over a 10-week period if the rate at which he uses it remains unchanged? First of all, let's take an example of your daily life. In every house, the oil is being used. For example, in your house, you are using 2-liter bottle of oil in 1 week. In 1 week, you are using 2-liter bottle of oil. In 1 week, you are using 2-liter bottle of oil. So, and how many weeks are there in a month? There are 4 weeks in 1 month. 4 weeks. There are 4 weeks in 1 month. It means that you are using, if you are using 1 bottle in 1 week, so you are using 4 bottles in 4 weeks, right? If you are using 4 bottles in 4 weeks, then how much oil you are using? If you are using 4 bottles in 4 weeks and 1 bottle is of 2 liter and 1 bottle is of 2 liter, it means that you are using 8 liter of oil. 4 multiplied 2 is 8. So this is the question and we have to solve it now. Oil used in 4 weeks. How much oil he is using in 4 weeks? A cook uses 15 2-liter bottles of cooking oil. A cook is using 2-liter bottles, 15 2-liter bottles of oil. Then how many total oil he is using? 15 multiplied 2 is 30 liter. Oil used in 1 week. In 4 weeks he is using 30 liters. In 1 week he will be using 30 divided by 4. This is oil, this is liter, and this is weeks. So it will become 7.5. 30 divided by 4 will become 7.5. 4 7 28. 2 left, 0.04520 and the remainder will be null. So the answer is 7.5 liters per week. Liters per week. So it means that he is using 7.5 liters of oil in 1 week. So total oil he will be using in 10 weeks will be 7.5 liter, multiply 10 will become 75 liters. Now the question is, if he wants to buy 5 liter tins of cooking oil instead of the bottles, so how many tins he will be used over a 10-week period if the rate at which he uses remains unchanged? If he wants to buy 5 liter tin, firstly he in the first part he was using the bottle of oil which is of 2 liter. Now he wants to use the tin which is of 5 liter. So how many tins he will be use in a period of 10 weeks? Total oil used in 10 weeks is 75 liter. It is the total oil used in 10 weeks is 75, and the tins he is using is 5, which means that 5 divided by 75 will become 15. So 15 tins, he will be using 15 tins in the period of 10 weeks. Then question number 9. 224 hours are required to complete a project. 4 men are employed for this project. The hourly rate of each man is $7.50. If 4 men do not work overtime, find the total amount to be paid to the men. First of all, let's clear the answer. Let's clear the question first. A project, 4 men are doing the project. 4 men are doing one project in which 224 hours total required. 224 hours are required to complete a project. And how many men are employed in this project? 4 men. Now, the hourly rate of each man is $7.50. What is the hourly rate of each man is 7.50. If 4 men do not work overtime, if 4 men are not doing overtime, find the total amount to be paid to the men. First of all, how many total hours required? How many total hours required? 224 hours. What is the hourly rate? 7.50. Then what is the total amount to be paid to the men? Total hours multiply the per hour rate will be 1680. This is the total amount to be paid to the employees if they are not doing overtime job. Right? We simply multiply the hours with the per hour rate. Now, what is the second part? Their normal working hours are from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. with 1 hour lunch break. Given that their overtime rate is 1.5 times their hourly rate, find the total amount to be paid to 4 men if the project is to be completed in 4 days. First of all, their normal working hours are from their normal hourly rate was 7.50. Okay, their normal working hour rate was 7.50 per hour, and their normal working hours are from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., which means 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. will become 9 hours total with 1 hour lunch break. It means that in 9 hours they are taking 1 hour lunch break. So their normal working hours will become 9 minus 1 is 8 hours. Their normal working hours are 8 hours. Given that, and now their overtime rate is 1.5 times their hourly rate. What was their hourly rate? 7.50, and their overtime rate is simply 1.5 times their normal rate. It means that, first of all, their normal working hours are from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. which means that including the lunch break it will become 9 hours. Then their normal working hours are 8 hours and lunch break is 1 hour. Now what is overtime hourly rate? He is saying their overtime rate is 1.5 times their hourly rate. What was their hourly rate? $7.5 per hour. And what was their overtime rate? 1.5 times of hourly rate. It will become 11.25. Now we have to find the overtime hours they will work. We don't know how many overtime hours they are working. We only know the normal working hours they are working in a project. And their normal working hours are 8 hours and their normal working hours per hour rate is 7.50. Now we have to find the amount which the owner have to pay to 4 men if they complete the project in 4 days. So first of all we will know how many hourly rate first of all we will find the overtime hours they will work, right? Let's suppose the overtime hours will be X. Now the normal hours are 8 hours plus the overtime hours are X is equals to 224 hours, which means their total working hours is 224 hours. Normal plus overtime is equals to total hours, right? Normal plus overtime is equals to total hours. Now normal hours are 8 and overtime hours are X. We have supposed that the overtime hours are X because we have to find the overtime hours, and the total hours are 224. Now this is for 1 day and for 1 man. How many total men are employed? 4. And how many total days are there to complete the project? 4. Which means that we simply multiply this value with 4 and 4. 4 days, 4 men, and simple equation 8 plus X. 8 is normal hours, X is overtime hours, and is equals to 224 hours. What we do, we simply specify this 4 will multiply with this 8. This 4 will multiply with this 8. When we open the brackets according to distributive law, this 4 will multiply with this 8 and this 4 will multiply with this X. It will become 32. 4 multiply 8 is 32 and 4 multiply X is 4X is equals to 224. Now this 4 will also multiply according to distributive law. It will multiply with this 32 and this 4 will multiply with this 4X is equals to 224. Now 4 multiply 32 is 128 and 4 multiply 4X is 16X is equals to 224. We simply find the X, the value of X. How we calculate it? When this term will goes to the right hand side, the signs will be changed. It will become minus 16X is equals to 224 minus 128. 16X is equals to 224 minus 128 is 96. Now this 16 is multiplying with this X. When it goes to the right hand side, the other side of the equation, it will be divided with the 96. X is equals to 96 over 18. 2 8 16 and 2 4 8 2 8 16. Now it is divisible by 8. 8 1 8 and 8 6 14. X is equals to 6. It means that their overtime hours are 6. Right? Now we have assumed that the overtime hours are X and the overtime hours are 6. Now we will calculate the total amount to be paid to 4 workers for 4 days. How we calculate it? We know that that in completing the project they are doing normal plus the overtime hours. So what we do, amount paid to the workers in 4 days, 8 hours multiply $7.5. This is their normal hours. This is their normal hours plus normal rate, and this is their overtime hours. This is their overtime hours and overtime rate. So 8 multiply 7.5 is $60 and 6 multiply 11.5 is 2 5 is 67.5. Now we add it, it will become 127.5. Now this amount again is this amount is for 1 day and for 1 man. We have to calculate it for 4 days, and for 4 men we simply multiply 127.5 with 4 and 4, which means 4 multiply 4 days multiply 4 men multiply the total amount we have paid to the one worker, 127.5, and it will become $2040. So the next question is 10 chefs can prepare a meal for 536 people in 8 hours. If 10 chefs can prepare a meal for 536 people, 10 chefs can easily prepare the meal in 8 hours for 536 people. Assuming that chefs cooked at the same rate and that rate at which they cook remains constant throughout the preparation, find the number of people 22 chefs can prepare a meal for 5 hours. We have to calculate 10 chefs. Question number 10. 10 chefs can prepare a meal for 536 people in 8 hours. Assuming that chefs cook at the same rate and at that rate at which they cook remains constant throughout the preparation, find the number of people 22 chefs can prepare a meal for in 5 hours. If 10 chefs can prepare a meal for 536 people in 8 hours, we have to find the number of people 22 chefs can prepare a meal in 5 hours. What we have to do, if 10 chefs can prepare a food for 536 people in hours, how many 10 chefs how many hours 10 chefs prepare a food for 536 people? 8 hours. In one chef prepare food 536 people in 1 hour. If 10 chefs are preparing the food, if 10 chefs preparing a food for 536 people in 8 hours, in 8 hours, then how many one chef can prepare a food for 536 people in 1 hour? If 10 multiply 8 will become 80. It means that in 80 hours one chef can cook the meal for 536 people in 80 hours, right? So 22 chefs prepare food for the people in 1 hour. How many in how many hours 22 chefs can prepare a meal for 536 people? 536 multiply 22. It will become 11792. Now, as in 1 hour and one chef, that is equals to 80 hours. In 1 hour, one chef can prepare the meal for 536 people is 80 hours. In 80 hours, if one chef is only employed to prepare a food for 536 people, it will take 80 hours. So 11792, 22 chefs prepared the meal. 11792 divided by 80, it will become 147.4. If 22 chefs can prepare food in 5 hours, then 147.4 multiply 5, it will become 737 people. Now, this is all about practice. This is all about exercise 9B. Now, what is time? As you all heard that let's suppose you let's suppose you left the home while coming to school at 7:50 a.m. and you reached the school at 8:10 a.m. How many what is the total time journey takes? 7:50. At 7:50 you left the house and at 8:10 you will be in school. It means that the journey will be of 20 minutes, right? So this is all about time. You all know what is 24-hour notation and what is 12-hour notation. So let's start practice now 9, page 219. A ship left port X at 22:45 on Friday. and arrived at port Y 7 whole 1 by 4 hours later. At what time and day the ship arrived at port Y? First of all, we know that the hours are in improper fraction, 7 whole 1 by 4. Whenever we have this type of improper fraction form of hours, we have to convert this into proper fraction. This is 7 whole 1 by 4 hours. What does it mean? 1 over 4 multiply 60. Whenever we have an hours in improper fraction, we simply multiply that fraction form with 60. It will become 4 1 and 4 15. It means that 7 hours and 15 minutes. So how much time it will take to reach at the station? 7 hours 15 minutes. It left the port X at 22:45. It will left the port at 22:45 and reach the total time taken was 7 hours 5 minutes. We have to find the arrival time of the ship. Let's suppose, see if ship departure time was 22:45. 22:45 means 10:45. First of all, we will convert it into proper term. We make 23. In how many minutes it will become 23? 45 minus 40. If the time is 10:45 p.m. or 22:45, how much time it will take to make 23? It will take 15 minutes, right, to make 23. Now the journey was of 7 hours. If the journey is of 7 hours, we will calculate from 23 to 7. 23, 24, 23, 24, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. It means that the time will be 6 a.m. right? If we calculate from 23 to 23 after 7 hours, it will become 0600. So this 15 minutes, if I can say the journey is of 7 hours 15 minutes, so we have already calculated these 15 minutes. So the journey is of 7 hours 15 minutes. It means that the ship arrived at the port Y at 6 a.m. the next morning, which means that the day will be Saturday. See, 15 minutes already counted. So the ship will arrive at port Y at 6 a.m. and on Saturday. Practice now 10, page 219. A bus left city P at 10:45 and arrived at city Q at 23:11 on same day, right? How long was the bus journey? If the bus depart at 10:45 and arrived at the city Q at 23:11 on the same day, how long was the journey? So the bus left the station at 10:45. First of all, what we do, we simply make 11 to have a proper calculations. So 10:45 to 11, it will become 15 minutes. Then after 11, the journey will be ended at 23:11, which means we simply calculate 11 to 23, it will become 12 hours. Then from 23 to 11, because the bus arrived at the station at the other station as 23:11, which means that 23 to 11, which means 11 minutes. So the total minutes will be 11 minutes and 15 minutes. It will become 26, and the total time for the journey was 12 hours and 26 minutes. Now comes to the exercise 9C. This is a very basic level of exercise, and this is already done in the previous classes. Convert the following times to 24-hour clock notation. 8 a.m. means 0800. 9:42 p.m. means 21:42. Midnight means 00:00. 2:42 a.m. means 02:42. And the next question is convert the following times to 12-hour clock notation. 03:30, which means 3:30 a.m. Whenever we have 12-hour clock, we simply represent the morning and evening with AM and PM. 23:12 means 11:12 PM, 19:15 means 7:15, and 00 means 12 AM. Now copy and complete the table. The departure time is 2:40 and the journey time is 55 minutes. If the departure time is 2:40 and the journey time is 55 minutes, 02:40 and the journey time is of 55 minutes, at which time the bus or train or ship or aeroplane, whichever the vehicle is, it will arrive at the station. We don't know the time. What we do, we simply make it to 2:40 will make to 3. How much time we have already calculated? 20 minutes. Then after 20 minutes, what we do, how much time is left? 55 minus 20, it will become 35, which means that 0335. We have already calculated 20 minutes. The journey was of. In the next part, the departure time is 22:35 and the journey time is 8 hours. So the arrival time will be 06:35. And the departure time is 15:45 and the arrival time is 17:50. How much time the journey takes if the journey started at 15:45 and arrival time is 17:50? How we calculate this time, that how much time the journey takes? So first of all, we will become this 15:45 to 16. How much time it will be needed to for 16? That is 15 minutes. Then from 16 we will count how much time it will be needed. 1 hour 50 minutes. How much time will be needed? 16 to 17, we will come to 17. It will become 1 hour. Then from 17 to 17:50, it will become 50 minutes, which means that the time taken for the journey is, if I can say, 1 hour 50 minutes plus 15 minutes. 50 minutes plus 15 minutes, it will become 65 minutes. So it means that the journey took total 2 hours and 15 minutes. The journey took 2 hours 15 minutes. So the next part is 0948 and the arrival time is 22:16. If we calculate the total time for the journey, it will become 12 hour 28 minute. The next question is 20:35 Tuesday. The bus departed at 20:35 Tuesday and the journey is of 10 hours 40 minutes. Then the arrival time will be 07:15. That will be Wednesday. Same, the departure time is 22:35 and the journey time is 1 whole 1 hour 4. I will repeat that whenever we have this type of our notation, we simply convert this improper fraction into proper fraction. It will become 1 hour 4 will become 15 minutes and 1 hour 15 minutes. So the arrival time will be 23:50. Question number 4, intermediate level. A train left a station at 8:35 a.m. and arrived at its destination at 3:12 p.m. How long did the journey take? So the train left the station at 8:35 a.m. right, and it's arrived at its destination at 3:12 p.m. First of all, we will make this 8:35 a.m. to 9 a.m. How much time required? The time required is 25 minutes. Then from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. the total hours required is 6 hours. Right? From 9 10, 11, 1, 2 and 3. It will become 6 hours. And how much time from 3 p.m. to 3:12 p.m. it is 12 minutes. So it means that 25 minutes plus 12 minutes is equals to 37 minutes. The total journey will be 6 hours 37 minutes. So the answer will be 6 hours 37 minutes. Same, an overnight train left at 21:55 on a journey that took 9 hours 18 minutes. Then overnight means that any train which travel at night, right? An overnight train left at 21:55 on a journey that took 9 hours 18 minutes. How much the total time the journey took? 9 hours 18 minutes. It departed at 21:55. Given that the train departed on Monday, he has already given that the train departed on Monday. Find the day and time at which it arrived at the destination. First of all, 21:55 we will simply clarify it with 21:55. Say we will simply convert it to 22. How much time it will require? 5 minutes. Then how much time the journey took? 9 hours 18 minutes. First of all, from 22 the 9 hours will become 7 0700. The train departed on Monday, so we simply say that the next day is already started. 0700 from 22 to 9 hours it will become 0700, and then the journey took 9 hours 18 minutes. So from 7 to 18 minutes it will become 718 minutes. So 9 hours 18 minutes. The total journey time was 9 hours 18 minutes, but we have already calculated these 5 minutes from 21:55 to 22. So how we say what will be the exact time? The exact time will be 18 minutes minus 5 minutes. Why we subtract these 18 minus 5? Because we already added these 5 minutes to become 22, and the journey took total 9 hours 18 minutes. So we have to subtract these already counted 5 minutes. It will become 13 minutes. So the journey took 9 hours and 9 hours 18 minutes, and the journey arrival time is 0713. Question number 6. A car arrived at a town at 15:06 after traveling for 4 whole 1 hour 4 hours. Find the time the car started the journey. Now he has changed the question by giving us the arrival time and the traveling time, and we have to calculate the departed time. First of all, again the hours are in our notation is again in improper fraction. We have to convert it into proper fraction. How we convert it? 1 over 4 means 1 over 4 multiply 60. Whenever we have this type of term, whenever we have this type of hours, we simply multiply it with 60, then 4 hours and 15 minutes. So in this question we simply take the backward step. The car arrived at the station at 15:06, right? How much time the journey took? First of all, we will make it 15. How much time? 6 minutes. Or it means that 6 minutes I've already counted, right? Now from 15 to how much time the journey took? 4 hours. First of all, 4 hours. From 15 to 4 hours it will become 11 a.m. right? From 15 to 4 hours it will become 11 a.m. Now from 11 the journey started at 4 hours and the total time was 4 hours and 15 minutes, right? 4 hours and 15 minutes. 4 hours and 15 minutes. So 4 hours it will become 11 a.m. Then first of all I already said that this 6 minutes is already calculated. These 6 minutes have already calculated. The journey total traveling time is 15 minutes. So 15, we simply subtracted 15 minus 6. It will become 9. So it means that from 11 to minus 9, if we subtract 9 minutes from 11 a.m., it will become 10:51 a.m. It means that the journey started at 10:51 a.m. Right? Now, according to the timetable, a coach was due to leave a station at 22:55 and arrived at its destination at 06:05. There is a schedule of buses of coach that they will leave at the same time and they will reach the destination at the same time. 06:05 the next day. Find the time taken for the journey. First of all, from 22:55 we will become 23. It will take 5. It will took 5 minutes. Then how much time the journey needed? What we have to find? How much time for the journey? Time taken for the journey. So at what time the train arrived? At the coach arrived 06:05. So from 23 to 06 it will become 7 hours, and from 06 to 05 it will become 5 minutes. So total time needed was 7 hours 5 minutes. This is very simple. The next part is the time when the coach reached its destination, given that it reached 35 minutes before schedule. It means that if the coach is scheduled to arrive at the next station at 06:05, but the coach arrived 35 minutes before schedule. So what will be the time when the coach reached at the next station? As we know that the coach already reached the station, the set time is 06:05. When we subtract 35 minutes from this, we can say when we subtract 35 minutes from this, we can say that the train reached the station at 5:30 a.m. See, the train reached at 06:05 minus 5. If we go back and we make it 06:00, it 5 minutes, it took 5 minutes, and then from 06:00 to 30 minutes it will become 5:30. It means that now the coach will reach at 5:30 a.m. So this is all what we have completed in this lectures in this week. In the previous week, in the next lecture, in the next week, we will do inshallah question number 8 of exercise 9C and 9D, inshallah. Thank you so much.